Floyd Mayweather Jr. started his jail sentence on June 1st. Life behind bars is a far cry from the glamorous one he is used to.
And I'm not trying to boast what I have accomplished in life, but I'm just saying this to repeat. They might forget that the best fighter in the world.
Manny Pacquiao has responded to the recent controversy involving Floyd Mayweather after claims surfaced about a potential legal matter connected to alleged financial misconduct. Reports have linked Mayweather to disputes involving real estate dealings and questions surrounding certain business activities. Pacquiao addressed the situation by implying that the challenges surrounding his former rival are connected to the decisions and choices Mayweather has made throughout his career.
There's been a lot of bad news associated with the Mayweather name over the past several weeks, and Floyd Mayweather has had no control over any of it.
Manny Pacquiao quickly reacted to the reports surrounding Floyd Mayweather and used the moment to criticize his former rival publicly. After claims emerged about Mayweather's involvement in a fraud-related investigation, Pacquiao took aim at Floyd by suggesting that his focus had shifted toward earning money from exhibitions instead of pursuing traditional boxing achievements. He also implied that Mayweather's confidence and attitude may have played a role in the challenges he is now facing.
The fighter is, I believe his name's Conor McGregor, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen him? And if you have, what do you think of that? Just him as a fighter and then that whole Mayweather wanting to fight him.
I don't want to make that story.
You can be modest.
I don't want to make the story big and the issues big. So I just want to. I want to keep my mouth shut.
The rivalry between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather has remained one of boxing's most talked about stories for years. Even long after their highly anticipated fight, the competitive tension between the two legends has continued to generate attention. Mayweather has repeatedly expressed the belief that he ranks ahead of Pacquiao, claiming that Manny did not achieve the same level of success as him either inside the ring or in terms of his overall influence beyond boxing.
Manny Pacquiao spoke about that.
Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather.
Time and a place for everything. I'm not gonna say he's right and I'm not gonna say he's wrong. You know, but it's so crazy. When he spoke about it, he came out and said, yeah, you spoke about it. I ain't have to say nothing. Just by you saying my name, they gave me a check for $4 million. He said when he didn't supposed to. Remember I said, it's a time and a place for any and everything. Manny Pacquiao he's not a better fighter than me.
Floyd, what is your assessment of Manny Pacquiao and his shoulder injury?
Come on. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Excuses, excuses, excuses. He was throwing combinations. Everything seemed just fine. He lost. He know he lost. I lost a lot of respect for him. You know, you fight. If you lose, it's okay. Mayweather was the better man. You fight 10 times, I'm gonna win 10 times. We fight 20 times, I'm gonna win 20 times. We fight 100 times, I'm gonna win 100 times. Manny Pacquiao, you're not on my level. Manny Pacquiao, you will never be on my level. Period. Simple and plain. It's okay to be number 2. It's okay to be right behind me. It's okay. I won. I know I won. I know I'm the better fighter.
For many years, fans and experts have continued to compare Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather, analyzing what makes each fighter unique. Their different fighting styles, personalities, and career achievements have fueled countless debates throughout the boxing community. Even after moving beyond their peak competitive years, both icons remain tied together through the ongoing discussions about their legacies and impact on the sport.
Peace. Romello Scuds from Undisputed Spit. I got a question for y'all. What's more impressive? Floyd Mayweather's 50-0 or Manny Pacquiao's world titles in 8 different weight classes? Comment down below.
I won. I know I won. I know I'm the better fighter. We fight 10 times, I'm gonna win 10 times. We fight 20 times, I'm gonna win 20 times. We fight 100 times, I'm gonna win 100 times. Manny Pacquiao he's not a better fighter than me. Nowhere around the board.
The rivalry between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather has not been limited to their performances inside the boxing ring. Their disagreements have also reached the courtroom, adding another chapter to their long-running feud. In 2009, Pacquiao took legal action against Mayweather after comments were made suggesting questions about the use of prohibited substances. The case was later settled without a monetary payout, but the dispute added even more tension to an already heated relationship between the two fighters.
Dan Rayfield. And Dan, what is Pacquiao hoping to accomplish with this lawsuit?
Well, I know that the negotiations for this fight have been ongoing, but I just got off the telephone with Daniel Petrocelli, who is the attorney for Manny Pacquiao, literally moments before coming on the air, and I asked him that exact question. And his point was, regardless of whether or not they're negotiating this fight, that that the comments that they alleged that the Mayweather people had made were irresponsible and reckless and malicious, and they had to answer it no matter what. And so they felt like they had no choice but to file the lawsuit, regardless of whether or not the fight takes place.
And Rafael questioned what Manny Pacquiao hoped to accomplish by pursuing the legal case. Although negotiations for their highly anticipated fight were already progressing, Rafael explained that he had recently spoken with Daniel Petrocelli, Pacquiao's attorney, and asked him directly about the reason behind filing the lawsuit.
2015, that one. Pacquiao is now planning to run for president in his native Philippines this upcoming May. But Shannon, how will you remember Manny as a boxer?
Historically great fighter.
Good for you.
The only fighter to win 8 world titles. I mean, he started out boxing, he was 106 pounds, won a title at, I think, 112, and went all the way up to
108 first.
Went all the way up to 154.
It's impossible. It's just...
I don't believe, I feel very comfortable and said, I don't believe we'll ever see that again, Skip.
We'll never see it again.
And it wasn't like he was fighting bums. When you go back and look at Marco Antonio Barrera and Eric Morales and Oscar Larios and De La Hoya and Hatton and Cotto, Margarita Mosley, Timothy Bradley, Mayweather, Skip. I mean, what do you got to say? He was a champion in 4 different decades.
Yep.
Fighter of the year. First ballot Hall of Fame. He's great. He fought everybody.
Roy Jones Jr. offered his perspective on Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s win over Manny Pacquiao, arguing that the victory should not be viewed as a defining achievement because Pacquiao was no longer at the peak of his career. Jones suggested that Mayweather faced Manny after he had already passed his prime, rather than competing against the explosive and dominant version of Pacquiao from his best years.
I would not be able to take credit for beating Pacquiao after he got knocked out by Marquez because that's not the same Pacquiao.
Of course.
That's not the Pacquiao at the top of his game.
Yeah, of course.
But in society today, we'll call that person the best fighter ever.
Of course.
When that's not how that goes. That's not reality. But in the business world, it is, because look how much money he made.
50 Cent, who previously had a close relationship with Floyd Mayweather Jr., later challenged the way Floyd presented his financial success to the public. He suggested that Mayweather's wealthy image was built around appearances, exaggerated business statements, and a lifestyle focused on showing luxury rather than reflecting the level of financial strength he claimed to have.
Does Floyd Mayweather, is he as rich as we think he is?
No.
So when we see the $1 million in the bag,
that money, light money, like he can get his hands on that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you can't,
I need some of that light money then.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Anytime like that, look, he is who he is. You can't discredit who he is. Like, and again, I'll tell you, like, I don't mind, telling the truth in situations like this.
For a long time, fans and analysts have discussed whether Floyd Mayweather intentionally delayed a fight with Manny Pacquiao. Some critics argue that Mayweather avoided facing Pacquiao during his peak years and only accepted the matchup later, when Manny was no longer the same explosive fighter who had once overwhelmed opponents with his speed and power.
My eyes keep telling me, wait, does Manny look like a steroid creation? Does he look like some mini Schwarzenegger? Well, I can give you any other thing that steroid can do, but not natural hand quickness. So if you're right about how Floyd Mayweather is the greatest defensive tactician in the history of boxing, what should he care about how ripped or big the head is of Manny Pacquiao? 27. Pretty boy Floyd is worried that for the first time in his career, he is going to get hit and hit and hit. He's going to get cut. He's going to get hurt. He is scared to
Manny Pacquiao.
Older footage shows Manny Pacquiao making multiple attempts to secure a fight with Floyd Mayweather earlier in their careers. Pacquiao appeared eager to resolve their rivalry through a showdown, while Mayweather faced criticism from some fans who believed he delayed the matchup by providing various reasons and introducing new demands before agreeing to the bout.
I want that fight happen because that's the fans want.
Yeah.
But the problem is, it's up to him.
Yeah.
Now, all I can say is,
Come on, man. What do you got?
Hold on. My line is open 24 hours and 7 days a week. Anytime he can call me and say yes.
Not on that
I will
phone.
fight, and then the fight will be on.
Why hasn't he called you yet? Do you think he doesn't want to fight you? Why hasn't he called you yet?
I don't know.
I know you just put the phone there, but
Is it a collect call? It's a collect call. So he don't need to pay something or anything. It's a collect call, and he can call me anytime. If he say yes, and then the fight will be on.
While Floyd Mayweather has built a reputation as one of the most financially successful athletes in the world, his money matters have also attracted significant attention over the years. Public discussions about tax-related concerns, financial disputes, and his well-known luxury lifestyle have led some people to question the stability and management of the business empire he has presented to the public.
Floyd Mayweather just signed a deal to lease an apartment in Midtown Manhattan. He's going to be paying $100,000 per month for this place. Here's the apartment, you guys. It's got 5 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, 4,000 square feet, and the place is pretty epic, I'm not gonna lie. The description says that this is a double unit and it is a corner unit, so you got a ton of natural light in here. Do you think this place is worth $100,000 per month? Why would Floyd spend $100,000 a month on this apartment? If I had to guess, it would be a combination of owning something is just kind of a liability. Plus, I'm pretty sure whenever you rent a place versus buy a place for business purposes, you're able to write off more of that lease payment. So if I had to guess, that $100,000 per month is going to be a pretty big write-off for him based on how he plans to use this.
Floyd Mayweather recently claimed that he acquired a property worth over $400 million. But the statement quickly attracted attention and raised questions from critics. Some questioned the source of the reported funds, whether the purchase could be independently confirmed, and the reason behind making the announcement when no detailed public proof was available.
Boxing news. The beef between 50 Cent and Floyd Mayweather is heating up again. 50 Cent posted a video calling out Floyd's claim of spending $400 million on NYC apartments, saying there's no proof of the purchase. The long-running feud continues, with drama shows no signs of ending.
Floyd Mayweather is trying to buy a piece of the New York Giants. Floyd, I know you're the GOAT in boxing. I don't need you to come to the NFL, especially to the NFC East, and mess with the Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys got going on. We got 2 easy wins against the Giants every year. I don't need you messing that up like Magic Johnson did when he went to the Washington Commanders and took them to the NFC Championship.
The discussion gained even more attention when 50 Cent revisited the topic and challenged Mayweather's statement once again. He argued that there was no publicly available confirmation showing that Floyd actually owned the property being discussed. 50 Cent also criticized the announcement, suggesting it was another instance where Mayweather attracted headlines with a claim that had not been clearly verified.
Did Floyd Mayweather make a good real estate deal? Let's break it down really quick so you can understand. Yes, the fuck he did. Let's start off with the purchase price. He bought 1,000 units for $402 million. What's the math? 402 million. Let's say 400 million divided by 1,000 units. That's what, people? $400,000. Okay, follow me. Now, rent in New York is about $3,000 to $4,000 for a 2 or 3 bedroom. Crazy, I know. That's how they living though. Now keep up. 400,000. What's 1% of 400,000? All right, that's $4,000. In real estate, there's something called the 1% rule, which means if something is 1% of the purchase price in rent, that means it is a cash flowing possibility, opportunity. So he has a cash flowing property straight out the gate. We're not going to mention the hundreds of millions of dollars in tax exemptions he will get for this property. It's a win for Floyd. He doesn't.
Further reports have continued to bring attention to questions surrounding Mayweather's reported real estate claims, pointing out that publicly verified details about the large figures he has mentioned remain limited, because clear documentation has not been widely available. Some critics have continued to question the accuracy of those statements and argue that the uncertainty has created doubts around the claims.
As of today, none of the buildings that Floyd Mayweather claimed that he bought, his name is not listed as the owner of those buildings. Now, maybe it's an oversight. I hope that Floyd Mayweather bought these buildings legit.
According to some critics and individuals familiar with the situation, including 50 Cent, there have been claims that Floyd Mayweather felt uneasy about Gervonta Davis's growing popularity. They suggest that rather than fully shifting the spotlight toward Tank's development, Mayweather kept much of the attention centered around himself and may not have offered the support some believe Davis needed to reach his full potential.
I want to talk this Tank Davis fight, and I want to talk 50 and Mayweather. 50 said that Tank better get away from old boy because Mayweather got a jealous heart and Mayweather only wants himself to win. I found that, I think that was 50's IG, I think. You know what I'm saying? I think that was one of his posts. IG, Twitter, I don't know which one.
Floyd's business. Mayweather's public persona was largely shaped by his willingness to play the role of the villain in boxing. By becoming the fighter many fans wanted to see lose, he created enormous attention and turned that controversy into major financial opportunities. Although this approach helped him achieve incredible commercial success, it also meant that discussions about his legacy often include criticism and debate alongside recognition of his accomplishments.
This is Money Mayweather, not Pretty Boy Floyd. You see, in boxing, usually people have like an alter ego, the character they play. He had to change his character from Pretty Boy Floyd to Money because Pretty Boy Floyd had a problem. You need to listen. Now, the problem was he was tiny, but more than that, his hands were tiny. Now, I don't know much about JB, but I know he ain't big. And them boy got the same frame. That's twinning him. Now, let me be more specific. It wasn't his hands so much that were tiny. It's that they were brittle. It's believed to be genetic because his dad broke his hand and his uncle broke his hand. Yeah, they were all boxers and them boys could throw hands. But that does not mean he had it easy. You see, his dad sold a bunch of stuff and his mom did a bunch of stuff. So to escape his traumatic childhood, all he would do is train day in and day out. He said, I had to take care of my mom. But he trained so much because it's all he knew that his hand started to hurt. Now, during a match, he breaks his hand. It turns out that both of his hands were severely injured. They told him, Floyd, you not boxing anymore. He said, nah, I'm finna box. They said, no, you're not hearing me. The problem is you already beat everybody your size. Listen, Floyd had a bigger issue. He needed to start boxing people that were way bigger than him because everybody his size couldn't hang with him. So if his hands were breaking against smaller guys, against bigger guys, he better have no arms. So Mayweather's team said we need to switch things up. This dude, Mayweather's promoter, said switch things. What not? Everything's saying the same, stupid. He said unless y'all got $750K to exit your contract, it's done. Mayweather said here. He said what? I don't pay you that much. Mayweather said I've been saving up for this day. He said, oh, okay, big dog, you got it. So they devised a plan. Go from Pretty Boy to Money. See, Pretty Boy loved to throw hands, but Money was a defensive specialist. In fact, he's easily considered as the greatest defensive boxer of all time. But that wasn't the only reason he changed his name. Look at that man's face. See, Mayweather was known to talk smack and aggravate people, but this made things even worse because now he's blocking and running away. So people was like, you doing all this talking, but you running. But as he's moving away, he's throwing in some hits here and there. And before you know it, when the fight's over, he lands so many more hits that he always wins. So people would always say, Mayweather, you boring. You not throwing hands for real. But his reply was always, nah, do something about it. So people lost it. They started paying to see him lose. But this strategy was none other than Muhammad Ali's strategy. In his words, he would talk so much trash that people would pay to see him lose. And they would get disappointed every time. So they would come back next time and spend some more money. But the only person winning is Muhammad Ali. So this turns Mayweather into one of the richest athletes of all time. Why? Because of his brittle hands. So don't let anyone ever tell you can't do something.
Mayweather's association with an extravagant lifestyle has become one of the most recognizable parts of his public image. Throughout his career, he has frequently showcased luxury items, including stacks of money, rare jewelry, expensive cars, and private jets. While these displays helped build his larger-than-life persona and attracted attention from fans, some critics have later described them as unnecessary or over the top. In one heavily discussed moment, Floyd was seen handling and counting large amounts of cash during a live event, while the focus was supposed to be on the action happening inside the ring.
Kind of reminded me, there was a small segment in that episode that stated that a lot of fighters believe in their immortality, you know what I mean? We've seen this before, so the question I ask, we have seen this movie before. Boxers traditionally going broke. You know, they start off well, so flamboyant, with all this money and all these cars, and they have businesses they invest in. There's something special, you know, at least in their minds they are. And then after either retirement or near retirement, or after the fight game has left them, traditionally boxers go broke, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not saying this is going to happen to Floyd Mayweather, but I swear on everything, man, I hope it doesn't happen to Floyd Mayweather, because Floyd Mayweather is going to go down in the halls of history, ladies and gentlemen, as possibly top 3 to top 5 to top 10 of all-time greats. I mean, depending on how you view Floyd Money Mayweather. But however, he is definitely the #1 boxer of my era, ladies and gentlemen, of my time on this earth of watching the sport of boxing. No one has the skill set of Floyd Money Mayweather. Carve it up, chop it up how you like. Get on the debate about his opponents, all this other crap. We can have that for another video. But this man is going to go down in history as an all-time great without a doubt. And I understand the argument for those who may even present the argument that he's the #1 greatest of all time. I see valid points in that argument. I don't agree with that, but I see valid points in that argument. This is a great boxer. We are going to miss Floyd Money Mayweather when he leaves the sport, ladies and gentlemen. But the fact remains, Floyd Money Mayweather and all of his accomplishments and all of the great things he's done inside the ring, however, it seems to be playing the same tune or acting in the same movie of a lot of boxers that make a lot of money.
Even with reports of financial challenges and outstanding obligations, Mayweather has continued to project the same image of luxury and success. He remains known for owning high-value possessions, including exotic vehicles, private aircraft, and other expensive assets, with no obvious signs of changing his spending habits. Critics believe this behavior reflects a resistance to adjusting his lifestyle rather than a disciplined financial strategy. Over the years, the way Floyd handles his money has become a topic of discussion among athletes, celebrities, and boxing fans, leading many to debate his approach to wealth management.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. I mean, we all know him, the tremendous, talented boxer, but people don't realize how smart he is in business, especially real estate. He just did a blockbuster deal, forget about it. Upper Manhattan, 1,000 units consisting of 60 buildings, affordable housing, $402 million purchase price. The seller, Black Spruce Management. This is going to be a monster, huge deal. Already a very big portion of it already closed. The remaining portion should be closing the beginning of 2025. This is a guy who believes in long-term wealth, generational wealth. He's heavily involved in skyscrapers. Now he's getting very, very big in affordable housing in Upper Manhattan. Tremendous deal. $402 million. Once again, 1,000 units, 60 buildings. Forget about it, Maron. That's what I'm talking about. That's smart. That's generational wealth, in my opinion. Not financial advice, not a financial planner, but very, very impressed. Floyd Mayweather Jr. Not too shabby. V for victory.
That concludes today's video. Stay tuned and keep following the channel for more updates, breaking stories, and the latest news as it develops.